Hey, I want to show you how you can go from a blank score to a finished piece in just a matter of minutes using some of the hacks and shortcuts. Let's dive in and I'll show you a really quick kind of step-by-step way of how you can compose a piece, a beautiful composition for guitar in a matter of minutes as well. Get ready to use lots of copy and paste because that's a big part of the secret. And yeah, enjoy, follow along, and I hope you learn something from this. So here we go. All right, so when you open up MuseScore, you're going to get blank bars. You're going to get lots of bars in one line. It looks very intimidating. So the first thing we want to do is set up the score. I like to call this our canvas or our template. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 8 bars on one page, 8 bars on the next. But before we do that, we need to adjust our time signature and key signature. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to time signature. We're going to use the 3/4 time signature. We're going to have this kind of flowing, that kind of flowing texture. Then we're going to use the key of E minor, take advantage of all those open strings. There we go. So that's the basic setup. Then we're going to do what's called a system break. So I'm going to select every 2 measures here. So measure 2, and then I hit enter. Measure 4, enter. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's our A section. Then I'll press Command Enter or Control Enter if you're on Windows. That's called a page break. Okay, so now we've got our 8 bars for the first page. That's our A section. We're going to do the same thing over on the next page. So we go 2, 4, 6, 8, and then Command or Control Enter. Then we'll delete the measures at the end here. So I'm going to select them just by holding Shift, selecting those bars, right clicking and hitting delete. So our score is pretty much set up. I do want to change key in the B section here. So I'm going to drag in the key of E major at the top of the second page there. So now we've got our template. If you want to, and I'd recommend you do, you can also write a DC al fine, which means from the start to the finish. So the form we're going to have for this piece is called ternary form A, B, A. The A section's in E minor, the B section's in E major, and then we go back to the A section in E minor again. It's a very, very common form in compositions. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to hit text, stave text, and we'll write D.C al fine. Did I spell that right? Nope. DC al fine there. And over here at the end of the A section, we're going to write fine to indicate that that's the end. Okay. I also want to repeat each section. So we'll go down to bar lines here, the end repeat sign, the start repeat sign at the beginning, and same for the B section, end repeat there, start repeat here. So you could compose many pieces using this template. Many pieces, many compositions, pieces of music actually use this form. It's very, very typical. And already I think you might feel a lot less overwhelmed with, how much music you have to compose. It's much less now. We've really limited it down. We've got quite a bit of structure already in our template. But we're going to put even more structure into it. So first thing we're going to do, I mentioned earlier, we want to use this kind of flowing rhythm. It's a triplet rhythm, right? And this is pretty much how we came up with the 5-minute prelude. So we started with that. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the quarter note rests, the crotchet rests there. And then we're going to select this bar, this first rest here, actually. And we're going to hit the triplet button there, triplet like that. Okay, the shortcut is Command 3. So if I undo that and I just go Command 3, that makes a triplet. We're just going to start with that. Right, then we're going to put in our flowing texture. So I'm pressing E on the keyboard and then B and then G. There's the basis of our composition. We've pretty much set up the foundations of our composition now because we've got the 2 sections with E minor and E major, and we've got our primary texture and rhythm. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it a couple more times. So we've got our first measure. If I want to, I can copy that whole measure, and I'll just backtrack a little bit. When you want to copy a group of notes, select the first one, hold shift, and select the last one, and that will select the group of them. And you can select 2 groups if you want. You can select 3 groups, as many groups as you want. That's selecting a whole measure. I copy that and I can now paste it. Notice how the tablature is coming in automatically at the bottom as well. If I move a note in the melody, I can just click one and drag it up or down like that, okay? So I can make the melody go up. The top note is the melody. So here we go. So the melody is going up, and then I can maybe do a nice big leap up to a different note. So I'm just exploring the melody. Now I know that this chord I want to change to an A minor chord, the notes A, C, E. So I'm going to put an E there and a C here. And I'm just going to change these notes to that as well. So E and C. There we go. So I'm going to go from the 1 chord E minor to the 4 chord A minor. We'll go to a 5 chord next. So I'm just going to copy this measure again, paste it here, and we'll go to a 5 chord, maybe a little bit down like this, A, G, F. 5 in this key is B7, so I'm going to use the notes of B7. It does help to know some harmony. This is why it helps to know harmony. I'd say one of the primary reasons. And we're going to finish with, let me play this and see where we can finish. Maybe I'll do something like that. Okay, so it's going to turn out similar to the 5-minute prelude, but a little bit different. Okay, and so I'm just going to copy that and paste that in, and I'm going to go G, F sharp, E. Okay, that's our first 4 bars. That is called a question. The answer is very simple because we're going to literally copy and paste it, and that's our answer. Our answer is done. All I'm going to do is, instead of this last measure, it has to have a conclusive, feel to it. So instead of doing all that, I'm simply going to do just that. Okay, and maybe a dotted E. Dotted half note to take up the full 3 beats there. Okay, so that's done. Now you might be wondering, okay, we need a bass line as well, so we'll add some bass notes in as well. So I'm going to press N, and I'm just going to add some bass notes in. Now I do want them to be a different voice, so what I'm going to do here, there we go. So what I did is I pressed N and then I pressed voice 4, and now that gives me control of this bass line. I can make it a dotted half note to take up the full value of the measure, and that's done. Okay, so now one quick way we could do this is I can just press, I can press the right arrow, and that takes me to the next one. I press A, and it's taken me, you can see the cursor is now in measure 3, so I press B, and then the cursor is in measure 4, so I press E again. You can also transpose notes by octave, so I'm going to press Command down, or Control down if you're in Windows, so we're back to the low. See how if I go Command up, it goes up an octave, Command down, it goes down an octave. Okay, so that's our bass line done, and now I can copy and paste those same 3 bars again there, and we can add a nice, so if I go back to this note and press N, press right, and I'll press E, down an octave, there we go. Okay, so let me play through this now. question and the answer. Alright, there's our A section completed. Now we're going to take full advantage of the copy and paste feature. So I'm going to copy all of that and I'm going to paste it into the B section. Now one of the tricky things is that you see those accidentals came in. So all I did there was I dragged the notes up and back again and it just cancelled out all of those accidentals. So we have a literal transposition. It could be played like as it is. I've actually got a finished piece if we want it to be like that. So I'll play the B section. It's the same as the A, just in major. And then we can go back to the beginning if we want to. And so to do that, we can mark, we can use text and we say D.C al fine. That means from the start to the finish. And so we'll write the finish at the end of the A section. And then we'll go back to the A section. I could leave it at that, and I will leave it at that. That's how easy it can be to compose something. I will play this, and then after that we will hear the actual prelude that we composed as a group, and it was basically done the same way as what we did here. So without further ado, I will play this for you. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that score okay. Here we go. Repeat. Now to the B section. Repeat. And then back to the A section, back to the start, and we finish at the fine. Alright, not bad for a very quick composition. Obviously, I can do so much more tweaking with that if we want to, tweaking the harmonies, tweaking the melody, changing keys if we want to use different keys. The final thing I want to talk about before we listen to the prelude, the 5-minute prelude, is the ease at which we can change the tablature. So you might notice that some of the tablature is correct, like in the first measure, that's correct, right? We're playing that 0, 0, 0, and then 2, 0, 0, 3, 0, 0. But in the next measure, we're not playing what the tablature is going like that, right? We don't want that. Now it's very easy to change the tablature. You just select your note and drag it onto the string you want. So that E, that can be played on the first string open, or it can be played on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. That C can be played on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So then I just drag those down like that. Really easy way to fix that up. That's done. And then now I can copy that tablature, and repeats later on in measure 6, paste it in. Awesome, done. And then we do a similar thing for the next. Make sure, okay, that's fine, I think. So that's all good. So it's just that measure. So the rest of it's fine. So the tablature is complete. The notation is complete. If we go over to the B section, we see a similar thing here. So we're just going to drag that down. It's going to be 5 and 6 now, because the C natural turns into C sharp. All right, so that's done there. I think the rest is good. I can copy that tablature and paste it in here, and our tablature is complete. How awesome is that? For the for the guitarists who prefer tablature, really easy way to do it. You can actually, and I might have to do a separate video on this, you can actually compose with tablature and then copy the tablature and paste it as notation if you want to, or you can just work from here. Remember, these are linked together. this guitar and notation, these parts are linked together. Remember when I first put the notes in, the tablature automatically appeared. It actually works in reverse too. So for example, if I delete that bar, I can put numbers in here and press N, right? I can say, right, open first string. I make that a triplet. Oops, we want to do that as a crotchet though. We want to make that a crotchet. Okay, so then I go to the tablature, notation, command 3, there we go. Okay, so I can make that an E. If I want the first fret, I press 1. If I want the second fret, oops. If I want the second fret, I delete and I press 2. If I want the 12th fret, I can press 1 and then 2 to make 12, and it puts the E in for me. And then I press the right arrow, the next arrow. You can press the left arrow to go back, right arrow to go forward. If I want to say, I want the 14th fret. And then here, let's say I want 0. Right, and then it's put those notes in notation there. So you can do, I said I'd do another video. I pretty much showed you there. Yeah, it's really powerful. It's very quick. If I want to fix that measure up now, I can just get this measure here, copy that and paste it, and that's done. So we're back to where we were. You can export this as a PDF. You can export it as an audio file. It can play back as well, so you can listen to the playback. If you struggle to play it straight away, you can listen to the playback too. So MuseScore is a really powerful way. It's not just a learning curve. You can actually take it to your advantage and use the features to help you. It can be an aid in composing. Composers of the past, I think they would have loved these kinds of features, Instead of getting their hands cramped from all the writing, they just press copy and paste and it's just instantly done. There are more powerful tools as well. There are things you can do with chords, chord charts and chord realizations and all sorts of different things as well. We'd have to explore another time. I just wanted to show you that. I hope it gives you some encouragement to give it a go. MuseScore is free. You can download MuseScore and give it a shot and see what beautiful piece you can come up with. Don't be afraid of being a bit generic and copying a little bit at first. It's totally fine. You're just starting, and then once you get a bit of experience, you can find your own voice. So hope you enjoyed that. And to finish, we'll have a listen to our 5-minute prelude that was composed live, during a live workshop. So we had a lot of fun doing that. So thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.